Thank you very much for accepting our invitation today to talk a little bit about Airbus, about its current activity in Romania, and of course about its perspectives. So I know Airbus operates an excellence center for maintenance, for repair, for overhaul of helicopters in Brașov for quite some time now. How is that going? And I'm asking that because I feel people don't yet have enough details about this. For example, how many helicopters are brought there every year and from where?
Yes, and if you don't mind, let's start a bit with a more general approach about Airbus. As we celebrated yesterday, Airbus has now 50 years of experience as a firma, and is mainly made of three big divisions: Airbus Commercial Aircraft, Airbus Defence and Space, and Airbus Helicopters, among which two of those divisions are today implemented in Romania: Airbus Defence and Space, today in Bucharest with roughly 80 employees, mainly engineers, and they are working in the field of security software, providing their services to Airbus Defence and Space, but also Airbus Commercial. And the second entity present as well in Romania is Premium Aerotech. Premium Aerotech is a fully owned Airbus entity, and Premium Aerotech is manufacturing parts for aircraft. And it's quite amazing to know that each Airbus aircraft flying worldwide is encompassing at least Romanian parts. So we shall be very proud of that, to know that Romania is highly contributing to the success of Airbus commercial aircraft. And then, to come back on your questions, Airbus Helicopter. So Airbus Helicopter Romania is a joint venture made of Airbus and Ziare, our historical partner, and it's today a maintenance, repair and overhaul center. It's also in the strategy of Airbus one of the center of excellence. One of the center of excellence in Europe, and mainly due to the quality of work done and the commitment to performance, which is worldwide recognized, and I will come back on that. These MRO centers operates roughly 50 aircraft a year in terms of maintenance. Normally, it's main inspections which are done on those aircraft. It could be also some upgrade, because we have a small design office to implement a few modifications, but mainly we are contributing to the support of the fleet, which is an important matter. This MRO center is not only working for the Romanian customer, which is our main prime customer, but we have a worldwide reputation. We operate and we maintain aircraft coming from Romania, as I said, but also Ukraine, Bulgaria, Hungary, Argentina, Chile, Africa, worldwide. Why? Again, for the quality of work and commitment to performance, which is recognized worldwide. This company today is made of roughly less than 200 well-skilled people, technicians, but engineers as well, and it's a full Airbus entity in the training and the skills of people. It means that for our technicians, we apply the Airbus values, which are to focus on customer centrics and airworthiness, safety in flight, which is paramount of importance for our customers. Under such assumptions, my employees are benefiting from the Airbus training path. It means that when we receive a new helicopter, or when we increase the sale of helicopters, as we recently done for the SMURD in Romania, which acquire 4 EC-135, we have a specific training path made of 6 to 8 weeks in Marignane or Donauwörth, our main plant, where our technicians are type rated. It means that they are taught on the aircraft itself to acquire the expertise needed, and then they will develop that over, I would say, the years of experience. And this is a recurring training activity. This is the first part, so Airbus Helicopter Romania, this joint venture made with Ziare. To continue with Ziare, it's also our historical partner, to which we support in the maintenance of the Romanian Puma fleet. You may know that Ziare is today our champion, I would say, in Romanian aeronautics. He was producing Pilot 3, Puma. It's an historical partnership which started 50 years ago with Eurocopter, Aerospatiale at this point of time, and now Airbus, and that we intend to extend. And here Airbus Helicopter Romania is also supporting Ziare, mainly for spares or things like that.
Okay. How do you prepare for the time when you will have to employ younger technicians and engineers? Do you have a program to teach them, to train them here? Do you plan to bring them from abroad?
Alors, it's exactly a plan. First of all, the strategy of Airbus is very clear. Think local to make it global. So it means that today we are exactly 178 employees. I'm the only expat. Okay, meaning I employ 177 Romanian technicians, I would say managers, and I'm very proud of that. It's the strategy, and I will continue to develop that. And in order to demonstrate by fact, in fact, we started 3 years ago to enter into a partnership, because it's a very good question. We shall not live on the today. We shall always project ourselves for the near future and the midterm expectations. And it's our common duties to educate young people who will be the tomorrow Airbus new generation. This is how I want to name them, the Airbus new generation. And as I told you, in 2016, we created a partnership with the Transylvania College in Brasov. We started with 30 scholars benefiting from a sponsorship for Airbus, one class. Today we have 8 classes, 225 scholars, and the first promotion will be graduated next year in 2020. And it's one of my responsibility now to offer to some of them with Ziare a future in Romania. It's also important that our young generation is educated, but also can find a job in Romania. And maybe most important, can have a long-term career, and Airbus is exactly bringing that, because our employees, they can, as I told you, benefit from worldwide training, permanently adapting their skill, permanently adapting their level of expectations, professional expectations, and this is where we feel very engaged. So, sponsorships since 3 years, and depending on I would say, what would be the next coming events on a project that we are bearing both together with Ziare, we can reinforce more, I would say, this educational partnership, maybe with engineers, because it's also our common duties, and I believe you will share with me. I'm a Romanian citizen. It's always good to offer a future, not only to technicians, but also to engineers, to tell them you have a future in Romania, because Airbus is ready and willing to support you during your studies, but to offer you a job, to offer you a career, a long-term career. And I personally bet that maybe there will be tomorrow in the top management of Airbus, some Romanian top managers.
Since we're talking about opportunities, I know you created some in 2016, I believe, when you built a production hall in Brasov, and you got ready an assembly line in order to produce helicopters there, 215s, I guess. The next year, in 2017, you signed an agreement for exclusive cooperation with the Romanian government. And yet, as I understand, the project is still in standby there. What are the perspectives of that today?
Yes, the project you mentioned was born in 2016, a bit before. So it's again the current partnership that we have Ziare that we decided to extend. As I told you today, the Romanian mainly defense is flying Puma, an excellent helicopters manufactured by Ziare. But this now generation of helicopters start to be at the end of their lifetime, and it's really time now to look at the new generation. And we have developed a project around the H215M helicopters to propose to Romania to acquire Ziare 215M helicopters. What does it mean? It means that the clear intention of Airbus, the strategy, is to extend the past 50 years of history with a new partnership for the next 50 years, again with Ziare, trying to bring Ziare as it was in the past, meaning one of the world manufacturer of helicopter. Our ambition is really to have Ziare, or better, Romania, entering again in the very selected club of the helicopter manufacturer. You know, there is few countries today manufacturing helicopters, and Romania has this great opportunity towards our champion, Ziare, again. So what's about this project? So the project would consist to manufacture aircraft, I would say, in their single definition in a specific length, and to transfer those aircraft for high customizations to Ziare. And Ziare will implement all the needed features for military equipment. The plant was built in 2016, as you reminded us, and in 2017 we got two things. The first one was this cooperation agreement we signed with Ziare for the next 15 years. And also, during the visit of President Macron, there were a commitment given by the Romanian government to launch a first order, because there is a minimum volume of helicopter to be ordered in order to start the production in Romania. And obviously, if the manufacturing of the helicopter is done in Romania, Romania should be the launching customer for these helicopters. It shall be. Because if we are able to manufacture also this helicopter, and if Ziare can produce and deliver Ziare 215M in Romania, there is an export market, most likely. And it could happen that Romania will export helicopter. And this is the strategy of Airbus. Why this project is today, I would say, at speed zero, I prefer. I don't like to say, but at speed zero, because we are still waiting for an order now from the Romanian government.
What would be the minimal order?
The minimum order, the minimum is 16 aircraft as a minimum to start to elaborate the way to manufacture. And why? Because first, you may understand that this is not because you sign a contract that you immediately start and you operate. There is obviously a huge ramp up for Airbus Helicopter Romania, but also for Ziare. There is a strong support which will be brought by Airbus. We will have the full support of Airbus, but we need to learn. We can come back on the education. If we can open this plant, it's immediately new jobs. Today, Airbus in Romania, it's roughly 6,300 direct, indirect jobs. With a new plant, we will increase. If I take the cluster of Brasov, it's immediately new technicians and most likely engineers that we will need, because it's a manufacturing process. It's not anymore a maintenance, repair and overhaul center. To do so, we need to have a plan. You may know that to train the technicians, it takes 2 years. Then, to have him operational, we need 1 year more, where the people is integrating in our team, not fully productive, is mentored, I would say, and is learning. And then we start. So you have also to equip the plant with tooling, specific toolings. Meaning, in a nutshell, that if we want to have the first aircraft delivered, we need to anticipate by minimum 3 years. As a minimum. Better would be 4 years. So if you take a kind of countdown, if we want to be ready for 2024, 2025, that I understood being the right date to have the Puma, I would say, removed from services and the new ones enter into service, we need to have the order in 2020. And this is where we try to explain that we need to have this order. And we expect some decision from the Romanian government, knowing that the political situation is what it is today. However, the need and the project remains. And I'm talking about not anymore, as maybe you noticed, not a program, a project, because the Ziare 215M is a project. It's not only to manufacture a helicopter, there is a social impact, an educational one, there is a political one, if it's a key success. So there is a lot of things, and it's a huge project that Airbus would be very proud to transform in a success story, as we did years ago with Ziare, when Eurocopter was providing Ziare with a license to manufacture Alouette 3 and Puma. We'll be very proud to see our champion, Ziare, entering again in this selected club of manufacturers of helicopters. And to conclude with, this project is also bringing added value for Romania for other companies, because I talk a lot about Ziare and Airbus Helicopter Romania. But we have also an associations, groups of aeronautic industry in Romania, and this project will bring also some activities for Turbo Mechanica. Airbus is supporting now some close contact, but there will be some other entity in Romania. So today I can tell you that as a first direct job creation in the cluster in my company, it's minimum 180, but it will be larger and wider than that, because as I told you, there will be other contributors that we would be pleased to associate. What it is important also for Airbus is, as I told you, local. If we manufacture in Romania, we make the transfer of technology to Romania, and Romania is the manufacturer of the H215M helicopter, I would say, via Ziare.
Okay, so you say we should have some 3 years before we start, but I know that the Ministry of Internal Affairs said it wanted 3 Airbus H135. This will not be built in Romania, as far as I understand, and if they're not going to be built here, when should we expect to see them?
Alors, the 135 is a light helicopter. The 215 is what we name medium EV helicopter. So the manufacturing lead time is more important. The 135, the first contract has been signed in September for the delivery of the 3 H135 for the SMORD, and we intend to deliver the first one beginning of 2021. Due to the lighter volume for the time being, we have only 4 orders. The aircraft will be manufactured in Donauwörth, our German plant, and I have technicians already in training to check what are the updated features of this helicopter to be ready to support the.
Does Airbus have other helicopters in the making at this point to sell in Romania, aside from the 135s?
The answer would be yes, and coming back on our project, in fact, we believe that the project shall not encompass only the Ziare 215M, but we propose also the attack helicopter H145M, that I prefer to name multi-mission helicopter, which shall be, I would say, the right tandem binôme, I would say, to answer the defense for Romania.
Okay, because I was asking this because some 2 years ago, our Ministry of Defense asked for some information from Airbus for helicopters to be used in our military. How did that turn out? I mean, did you get to have a further talk on the matter? Did you get to, I don't know, exchange some documents, or are we any closer today to having Airbus helicopters for our military than we were in 2017?
You are right. We were solicited last year through a request for information, and the answer we made was an offer made jointly with our partner to propose the Ziare 215M as a medium EV, and Airbus Helicopter proposed as well the H145M helicopters. All the information requested were forwarded, I would say, latest end of May this year. Since that, we have no more news on that.
Okay. So, since we're talking about this, lately I've heard some analysts saying what we should do is convince manufacturers to come to Romania and produce the military equipment here, because this way we could negotiate offset contracts, we could buy the equipment at more affordable prices, we could develop our industry, create jobs, and so on and so forth. And this seems quite reasonable to me. But then I've spoken to some people in the military, and they said, well, we don't really care much where you buy the equipment. Buy it from the Americans, buy it from the Chinese, just buy the best on the market, because for us, people who get deployed, having that equipment is can be a matter of life and death. And I know you are first a pilot, and now you're in the business of making and selling helicopters, and so you can understand both sides. What do you think we should do?
I would say my personal view on that, and relying on my experience of pilots, it's first, you need to have the helicopters you need. So clearly, this is the military, should I say, duties to define what they need in terms of technical features. But what it is important when you're a pilot is to be sure that you have a reliable partner to support you in operation. Because when you are in operation, you shall concentrate on operation. You shall not have any issues with the support. And coming back on that, I believe you mentioned offset. Airbus already demonstrated its strong willingness to transfer the technology. If the aircraft is selected by the Romanian government, the Ziare 215, it will be manufactured by Ziare, which is a Romanian governmental organization. So it means that for the next 20, 30 years, the support will be ensured, secured. It's important when you are, again, deployed in operation. And with regard to the 145M, today we are at the start of the discussions. Nothing prevents that Ziare can play again a role in this support of this helicopter. Anyhow, at the first time, Airbus Helicopter Romania will be there to support. And I'm in Brasov, so I'm not far away, and I'm a Romanian citizen. So it means we believe that this couple is answering the need of the Romanian army. The 145M is a multi-mission helicopter. It's not only an attack helicopter, but you can also transport few people. And if you compare to a tandem helicopter where you have two pilots, you cannot transport anybody else. This is not the case with the 145M. It's also a very versatile helicopter. You can reconfigure the helicopter for a new mission in 30 minutes, which is excellent. And it's enabling you to cover a huge range of missions. This is why we push this project. This is why we were answering very positively to the request for information. And as soon as I can, I remind the Romanian authority that we are at the entire disposal to develop, to inform, to bring more information as far as needed among the two, for the two helicopters.
So I wanted to ask you, if you are still working as a pilot today, what helicopter would you like to fly?
The 215M and the 145, honestly.